Sponsored by Sinclair Heating and Cooling for 24/7 comfort on call.
All right, Brad, what do you got for us today?
Well, you've been covering, and of course, this has been making news headlines since the weekend. Helene, the hurricane, and you know what? Part of the problem for that whole southeastern corner of the country was before the hurricane arrived, the weather pattern kind of was standing still. That hurricane helped to create a roadblock of sorts. So there had already been rain in progress that was stuck in place. So it really had an opportunity to add up. And that's what this study is about. I thought it was interesting if the computer cooperates. It's a little slow sometimes. We had a power hitter earlier today, and we're still trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. Helene and other storms dumped a whopping 40 trillion gallons of rain on the South. Now, I know what you're probably wondering, how did they calculate this? It was actually, the calculation was made by a retired NOAA scientist, okay? He created a 2.5 mile by 2.5 mile grid, and then they used estimated rainfall totals from satellite observations and from actual ground-based observations. They placed it on the grid, and then you just start doing the calculations, okay? And it actually boils down to this. Wow. It was a total of 40 trillion from the hurricane and from the other rains caught in place, okay? But 20 trillion gallons, that was alone from Helene, which is just an unfathomable amount of water, you know? In fact, take a look at this. If you took all of that water and poured it just on the state of North Carolina, the water would be 3.5 feet deep. Wow. That's how much rain fell across those states. Now, here's something else. One of the other former NOAA scientists who was working on this project says it was just not a perfect storm, but it was that combination of the multiple storms that led to that enormous amount of rain. And he said also the mountains played a major role because they lifted the atmosphere. It helped to wring out more rain. And then you've got the problem of the mountains and all the runoff. So that's, again,
perfect storm.
Yeah.
It's fitting.
So hope it enlightens you just a little bit.
It does.
Yeah.
Thanks for putting it into perspective. Thanks, Brad.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.